Right. I'm going to say why. Nobody eats food when you're satisfied. You eat food when you're hungry or when you're craving something or when something is not right in your system and your body can't produce the energy it needs, you're going to want to eat. But when you eat food that is totally satisfying to you, that gives your cells all the energy that they need, then your appetite mechanism takes care of that. You stop eating. There's no longer a need to eat. And that's what happens with metabolic typing. We have never, in 30 years, I have never told someone you have to cut back on the amount that you're eating. I've never said you've got to count your calories and limit your calories. I've never said you have to weigh out your food and eat only a very limited amount of food. You don't need to do that. If you do eat right for your type and you do get the right macronutrient ratios, you will be totally satisfied with a normal amount of food, and you will not eat more because you won't be hungry.
That goes so against what we hear in the media. They just tell us that we have to keep our calories down, cut it down to 1,000, 900, 800 calories. And people are doing that a lot, and people just seem to keep getting heavier.
Yeah, man, I've even been there.
Well, that goes back to the grapefruit thing. When you eat the wrong foods, your body can't convert those foods to energy, and therefore it gets stored as fat. So, I mean, what is being said about the caloric intake, that's correct. In other words, if you eat more calories than your body is converted to energy, yeah, you're going to store that as fat. But the question is, well, so what do you do about it? What people are doing about it is wrong, and that's where the problem comes in. What people are doing is simply cutting or trying to limit calories. But there's many of you probably who are listening tonight who have tried that very thing, and you've gone crazy with hunger. You get gnawing hunger. You want some sweet or you want some caffeine. Your energy tanks. You're limiting your calories, and you're feeling terrible. And you probably, in many cases, are even putting on weight. So from those experiences, we know that it's not just limiting calories. It's what happens to those calories when you take them into your body. So if you eat food that is right for your type, and the right ratios for your type, and your body's converting that food to energy, then you're fine. Then your body is not going to have food left over that it's going to store as fat. So that's the difference. They're going about it, you'll excuse the expression, I hope, ass backwards. They're putting the cart before the horse. They're trying to limit calories, but calories is not the problem. It's what your body is doing with the calories or not doing with the calories that's the problem. So if you eat according to your metabolic type, you never have to forcefully limit the calories because your body's natural appetite mechanisms will control how much you eat.
And a lot of people are cutting their calories by cutting all of the fat out of their diet. And they find that they're just hungry all the time. And so that's another problem that's going on. You have to eat fat. Everybody requires fat in their diet. Do not be afraid of fat.
Well, that's scary too, Sean, isn't it? I mean, knowing what you know about Reed Davis's work with FDN and hormones, we know how scary that is because your body's hormones are produced in your body from fat, from cholesterol and from fat. If you do not eat sufficient amounts of fat, your body will not produce the hormones that it needs to function normally. And now you're into a really bad cascade of negative effects because one of the primary needs in the body to regulate fat is metabolic rate. And metabolic rate is very dependent upon the nervous system, specifically the sympathetic division, and also the adrenal glands and the thyroid. And if your nervous system, if your sympathetic system is wiped out, and if your adrenals are fatigued, and if your thyroid is inhibited, then your metabolic rate is going to slow down. So if you are forcefully trying to cut fat out of your diet, you are really, really setting yourself up for a big fall down the road.